Now, I've warned you guys for years. I've been online for years talking about the UN 2030 agenda and what was coming into place in all-inclusive society. But in order to create this new all-inclusive society, which never existed, you have to destroy and bring down the old society. And in destroying and bringing down, there's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of things, suffering going on in order to give birth to the new society that they're trying to give birth to by 2030, going forward. I've been telling you guys, but it went on deaf ears. We got videos taken down, channels flagged, all kinds of stuff, because back then you wasn't allowed to tell the truth. Now things are starting to hit the fan and people are paying attention. Everybody's wondering, well, what is the 2030 agenda? What's going on? Why do you have so much turmoil going on in America today? Why is Donald Trump, the president, behaving in the manner in which he's behaving? What's going on with the tariffs and the SNAP benefits and the economy in shambles and all these different things? Well, we was bringing warning to you guys 7, 6, 7, 8 years ago, right? And everybody was partying and having a good time and not listening, not saving money, not preparing for things like this. So now you have people in office right now, you know, they're cutting the SNAP benefits. But they're not just cutting SNAP benefits. They're bringing cuts to Medicare. They're bringing cuts to jobs. You have automation and these technology and all this stuff that's coming into play that's taking away your jobs, right? Amazon and UPS and all these corporations are laying off thousands of people. And people don't know what to do. They have no plan of action because for so long, you were mad at people living off the assistance from the government when you were solely dependent upon the government as well for your jobs. So now when these corporate structures don't need you no more, people are online crying. They don't know what to do. They're cutting SNAP benefits. They don't know how they're going to feed their children. They're online panicking like this.
Just finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut for next month.
About 2 months ago, I stopped eating dinner almost every night of the week so that my boyfriend and I could have enough food left over to have lunch the next day. This was before we were about to lose our food stamps. Mind you, we both work.
I don't think that we really realize the depths that this is, the damage that this is going to do, but the women, the mothers, and the families, but the mothers especially, who are going to go without meals so their children don't have to. I know that I will absolutely be one of those mothers.
But because we have children and because aftercare and before care is too expensive, I've taken a job that's basically minimum wage so that I can be there to pick up my kids. I cannot fathom what we're gonna do without that food stamp money. Because if I already couldn't eat dinner with that food stamp money,
I'm so tired of seeing people say like, oh, well, maybe if you had a job, you could get your groceries, or, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't have to depend on SNAP. I work full time. Thank you. And I do rely on stamps because guess what? It's not enough money in this economy for me to be able to pay bills and get stuff that we need and provide for my 2 kids. So yes, I depend on stamps and I have a full-time job. So please know that people out here depend on stamps. It's not because we out here just mooching off the government. It's because we literally need that to provide for our family.
I work hard every single day. I get up every single day and clean houses, and I still rely on food stamps to feed my 6 children because the prices are so high. It's unrealistic to think about not having food stamps. Next month, I'm so terrified because 6 babies are always eating. Plus myself, I eat about 1 meal a day, but still.
So as of yesterday, this is what CNN is reporting with the USDA revised the SNAP reduction plan to provide more partial benefits in November. Because remember, they said they were supposed to cut the benefits by 50%. The U.S. Department of Agriculture issued revised guidance to states on Wednesday evening that was result in food stamps enrollees receiving somewhat larger partial benefits in November. The update disclosed in a new court filing calls for reducing the maximum supplemental nutrition assistance program benefit by 35% instead of 50%. The agency is issuing only partial benefits this month to comply with a court order requiring it to tap into SNAP contingency fund amid the government shutdown. USDA performed further analysis and determined that the maximum allotment needs to be only 35% instead of 50% to deplete the SNAP contingency funds. Patrick Penn, a top USDA official, told the court, right? The update comes shortly after the left-leaning think tank published an analysis arguing that the USDA's original guidance called for cutting benefits more deeply than needed. The agency has said in a previous court filing it planned to use $4.6 billion in funds to provide SNAP assistance this month. However, the USDA's initial plan will have provided only about $13 billion in food stamp benefits, which will have resulted in the average cut by 61% for the month. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities analysis, the think tank asserted that only a 43% cut would be needed to keep spending in line with the available funds, in addition to requiring the USDA to use the contingency fund to provide at least potential benefits. Two federal judges also gave the USDA the option of shifting other money to SNAP to enable it to pay full benefits in November, but the agency declined, citing risks to other nutrition programs. Full benefits will total about $8.2 million for November. Right, this thing is crazy, right? Still, some beneficiaries could receive less than 65% of their usual benefits because of the way food stamps are calculated. The formula calls for subtracting 30% of households' monthly net income from the maximum benefit for its household size. Most households have some income and don't receive the maximum allotment. So if you already got some income, right, but you might just get laid off, but it's still posting that you got income and they cutting it by 35%, you might not get nothing, right? The early analysis from the center based on the 50% cut found that nearly 5 million food stamp recipients would not receive any benefits in November. That's because their usual allotment is less than the planned reduction benefits. Any households with at least some income would have received less than half of their normal assistance, according to the analysis. By cutting benefits even more deeply than necessary, the administration, which previously argued contrary to the federal law and administration's own prior practice, the SNAP contingency funds aren't largely available to cover regular benefits, has once again gone out of its way to inflict further harm on low-income families, the center wrote. CNN has reached out to the USDA for comment on analysis. The Justice Department, which represents USDA in court, said Wednesday evening's filings that the change was not made in response to the plaintiff's filing earlier in the evening that included the center's analysis, right? So then we get to real quick, we get to delayed benefits. Just when food stamps enrollees receive their partial benefits depends on where they live. States must reconfigure their systems to take into account the reduced payments that could take some states that use older technology weeks or even months to implement. Wow. A top USDA official said in the court filing in North Carolina and Massachusetts, enrollees should receive their benefits next week, according to the statements in the state's website. But Pennsylvania wrote a letter to the USDA on Wednesday saying the agency has chosen the most complex and labor-intensive approach possible to issue the benefits. The process will require 10,000 hours and a minimum of 9 to 12 business days to overhaul the state systems. And it would then take another 10 days to issue the benefits. This thing is getting goofy, right? According to the letter. So this is what I'm saying. Well, how come all the states just don't use the same method to get them out? Like, why they got to take all this time? But while they taking this time, the American people are reeling, right? And you're starting to see W America lose it, right? W America and other groups, food banks and pantries and everything are just wrapped around the corner. Check this out.
What up, you guys? It's your girl Coco Filipina, and I just wanted to show you guys it's a sign of the times. Trump just cut EBT benefits And then today they had the food line, and this is what it looks like. Hold on. The worst part about it is they don't have enough food for everyone here. And I'm literally watching people in line breaking down in tears. This is America.
I just wanted to make a post because sorry, I was crying a little bit. But I received SNAP benefits. I don't know, I'm a little embarrassed to say that, I guess, but it is what it is. And I have my 9-month-old and my 2-year-old down here, and I have my husband, the father of these boys, and we just got married a month ago, and he's in between jobs, and you know, we haven't had any income coming in for the last couple months, and the only thing that gets us by when we're low on money like that is just knowing that at least we have food, you know, and a roof over our table or over our heads. But I just got confirmation, and I'm seeing everything being posted about it now, that SNAP benefits won't be coming in for November, which is really scary because even when he was working before and we received SNAP benefits, with the cost of groceries, we would go through them. We got $700 a month, which sounds like a lot, and it got us by. It got us by, and we'd always run out maybe the last week and a half of the month, and then WIC would come in really handy and kick in and get us by for that last week and a half.
So while all this is going on, you have major corporations cutting thousands of jobs. IBM plans to eliminate thousands of roles to focus on software growth. Procter & Gamble has cut over 7,000 people. Intel, 27,000, right? Microsoft, 15,000. Amazon laid off just in a month, 14,000, but they laid off thousands before that. Target, significant layoffs. Panasonic, 10,000 jobs. Now, there's a lot of reasons for why this stuff is happening, but the rapid development of AI is leading to some companies to reevaluate staff needs, particularly in roles that may be automated. So you have all kinds of things going on where people are cutting jobs, right? And some people had jobs but still was on assistance. So now the assistance is being reduced, and the people don't know what to do. Now I'm hearing, I can't prove this, I'm hearing that the president and his staff now is starting to move into military bases and be protected under the military, because they know that the American people are upset. The American people are outraged at all the things that's going on across this country right now. And people will say, well, this is what you asked for. I'm here to tell you, as a black American, it doesn't matter what party you would have been a part of. It's just that the Dems would have came a different way, but still caused the same problem. The agendas are the agendas. I need for you people to wake up and get out of this party line stuff, right? But the people wasn't finished. Check it out.
My husband is a government employee that still has to go to work during this government shutdown. So our days look basically the same. He goes to work, but he's not going to be getting paid during the shutdown. And yet our bills still continue. And we are on day 8 with no end in sight. And so I was going to tell you some of the bills that definitely need to get paid regardless of if we get paid or not, right? First is our mortgage. We've already paid it this month, but it's $2,630. This month we still need to pay our water bill, which is $93. Our electric bill is like $161, I believe, and our garbage bill is $63. So we pay, I think on average, I would say between electric and water, we pay about $300 a month. And then preschool for my daughter is $345. So those are kind of like set bills. Now I will say we still have gas because my husband still has to go to work, so $150. And then groceries, and I think we could probably do about $600 a month if we were very tight. And so that total minimum, we need like $4,200 a month to like live. And it's not like I can just go get a job because we have young kids at home and my husband still has to go to work. The bills continue, even though he's not going to be getting paid.
Prices are outrageous as without them getting rid of SNAP benefits. Like, I cannot imagine how expensive it's about to get. I can't even get sugar for less than $15. Not even a gallon of milk either. A half gallon of milk and whatever this, how many, is this a pound? 4 pounds of sugar. $15 in Oklahoma. Not even in Oklahoma City, in a small ass town in Oklahoma. Like, I actually can't breathe. But the economy is so great, right? Right? Because gas is cheap, right? I had to get this so that I could have coffee, and I had to get whole milk. I don't even whole milk, but I need the nutrients. Oh my God, people are looking at me like I'm crazy. I have to get whatever I can, okay? And this is so I can make a protein shake because I have no groceries and I have no funds to go fill my fridge with groceries.
So as you can see, the American people are going crazy. And, you know, we're in the times, the modern times, you know, during the times of World War I and World War II, when they came out with the New Deal, America was reeling and was going crazy. And the government found out ways to accommodate the people over time. Once they got all the things that they needed, they started creating suburbs for W folks, you know, in the 40s, you know, through the Levin family, and allowing them to acquire wealth through home ownership and different things. So down with the new technology, they're going to forge another New Deal and allow certain groups to acquire money to keep the system going, because they still have to have an economy and keep the system going. They're just going to revise it for the times that we're in now based off the technology that we have. But they have to undo this system first, right, to create the new system that we're going into. Now, there's a whole lot of things I can get in, but it will only confuse you. As you can see, things that's happening in front of you, but a lot of you people out there, you're too programmed to be connected to the system that you don't understand everything that's happening in front of you. When they talk about the UN 2030 agenda and all-inclusive societies, y'all don't even understand what that entails and what it means, the majority of you folk. So now when you see all this stuff that's going on, you can't correlate it all together to understand why this is happening, so now you can have a proper plan of action. So I'm just sitting by watching the show. Right? I understand the fear mongering. I understand the non-preparedness and all this kind of stuff, because this is what the government wants you to do. They practice, they tell you to say, well, less government. Man, the more and more you say less government, the more and more you're dependent upon the government, man. You're being played. They socially engineering you, man. Like, and y'all don't even get it. They playing you. They playing you. And that's just what it is. They're giving billions and billions of dollars to countries overseas because they have embassies there to extract resources from those people, or to protect other countries and get their resources, right? Listen, this whole thing, the world is a ghetto, right? And gangsters in suits run the world. If you think you got some goods that need to be in one country, you need to ship it from your country across the world to another place, you got to pass through other people's no-fly zones and water and everything. You got to pay for all that. So America controls a lot of stuff because of their military. And they tell a lot of people what to do, right? So they send a lot of money for protection and a lot of things that go on. So when you say, well, they're not spending money here domestically, but they spending billions of dollars over there. Well, there's a reason why they doing that. There's a reason why they doing that. It's for power and control, right? They figure that, listen, we'll get the American people together when we feel like it, but we got to take care of our interests outside of the country that keeps America going, right? This is how they do it. But we know that empires, great empires, all the great empires of the past always fell because they over-militarized themselves. So we already see what's going on. We know what happened. We know what happened with the Spanish Empire, the British Empire, the Russians. It was all the over-militarization of themselves. So America is going in that same direction, right? But again, I don't want to get too far off, too deep into certain things, because I know that the majority of the American people don't understand this conversation, right? So, you know, they have, listen, look up the 2030 agenda and what's going on, right? And what's coming into play down the pipe, right? And then you'll start to understand why these things are happening. And you'll start just being prepared, just preparing yourself. America's still going to be here. America's not going anywhere, right? It's just going through some different changes because there's going to be some changing of the guard coming into play. right? So I would say this to the American people: tighten up, start loving and caring about each other, sharing things if you can share, and do not go into full panic mode when you start acting like animals and cannibals and all kinds of stuff, because that's what they want you to do too. Don't do that. Sit back in the house, call your family members, call friends, make sure everybody good. Start putting them together and taking care of each other. You got to go the opposite of what they're trying to make you go. They want you running wild so they can continue to send in the National Guard and the police and create the police states that they want to create. Right? This is what they want to do. Y'all gonna fall right into their hands because you're panicking. Don't panic. Pay attention. What Psalms this is love, the love of the people. Want for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself. Take care of each other. When you start doing that, you're conquered. If you go in panic mode and start going every man and woman for themselves, you fall right into the state. And they got you. That's all I'm saying. I know some of the stuff I'm saying right now is too deep and is over your head. I get it because you're in panic mode. But things will start revealing itself in time. So y'all let me know what y'all think. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.